Howdy everybody, welcome back to another Sims lore video. We are back with The Sims 2, and we're doing another very popular Sims mystery here in The Sims 2, and that is the mystery of the House of Fallen Trees and the Triu family. I did do a video on this ages ago, and it was kind of a bad video, so I kind of got rid of it. I wanted to do a new sort of updated version, so that's what this video is. And yeah, we're going in depth with this family, into each of the members and sort of their deaths and the mysterious sort of history of this house and the other occupants that have lived here, because it's more than just the Triu family that lived here. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting here, and I fully believe that this house is cursed, and that is the reason for all the deaths going on up in this house. So yeah, it's going to get pretty unhinged up in here with all the lore going on, all the weird creepiness of this house and the creepiness of the residents. And, you know, that's another part of this mystery that is very eerie, and it's the Triu family themselves. We know little to nothing about who these people were in their lives before they passed away. We don't really know anything about them as people and, you know, who they really were. So, yeah, and their outfits are very weird and they have tattoos and stuff. It's very strange. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Yeah. Alright, so getting started with this whole Sims 2 mystery, we gotta focus on the house, because the house is sort of the first thing you know about. And just the name itself is very off-putting. The House of Fallen Trees. That just sounds weird, dude. That sounds weird. So, the House of Fallen Trees is a very interesting looking house. Hopefully I'll have some footage on screen for y'all so you can see it. It is a very interesting house. And it also is home to a couple of ghosts that are buried in the backyard, which is kind of interesting considering nobody lives here. So, you know, you just move in and instantly you've got some ghosts here. So that's kind of interesting. And this home was originally the home of the Triu family. I'll put up a picture of them. A pretty big freaking family as well. This family is huge. There's a ton of them. John Smith, Jenicor, Janelle, Nihilist, Kavorn. They all have strange names. I guess they're pretty strange names. I've never heard them before. But yeah, they got these wacky ass names, and they're here, and it's interesting. Also, after all of these guys died of a mysterious death, they all died mysterious deaths, another person moved in, named Renelli. She moved in, but not long after she was scared to death by one of the Triu ghosts, and then she died there as well. So everyone that's lived in this house has died. That is kind of creepy. That is kind of creepy considering the fact you can move in here, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, also the lights in this lot, the lights kind of flicker and sort of act a little bit weird, sort of implying that the place is haunted. There's also a very, very, very creepy basement. Yep, there is a creepy basement with two coffins in it. Now, this came with Nightlife, I think it's called. Nightlife. And Nightlife introduced vampires to The Sims 2. So it's possible that maybe this family was vampiric, and that's why they had these coffins down below. Maybe they were meant to be vampires, or maybe this house was made for vampires. I don't know. It's kind of weird. They just got two coffins down here. Pretty freaking weird, and it's really creepy as well when you look down there. Yeah, it's eerie. There's also a statue of the Grey Lady of Sim City, and it's possible that she also lived in this house. Which is kind of interesting because, you know, the statue's, you know, it's on the property, and, you know, she ended up dying of a fire, I believe, this Grey Lady of Sim City. And, you know, considering the fact that other people have died on this house, it is pretty possible, you know, people have died of fires, people have died of whatever on this lot. It's highly possible that the Grey Lady of Sim City was one of the first residents of this property, and she also met a pretty grim demise on this lot. So, starting off with one of the first ghosts here, the main member of the family, John Smith here, he's a pretty interesting character, because he appears pale blue, and he complains about the fact he doesn't have any food, and he'll check the refrigerator regularly, which sort of means he died of starvation. what's kind of weird is they have a memory of giving inheritance. Somebody, I forgot, what character was it? Well, one of the other characters that died has a memory of getting the inheritance money from John, which wouldn't make any sense because you can only give inheritance money if you died of old age. So, did John die of old age, or did he starve to death? We don't know. So, getting started with how each of the characters died here. Next, we move on to Jennifer Triu, who is the wife of John Triu. She died of starvation, just like John. You have their daughter, I believe. I think I said their daughter. Yeah, their daughter, Janelle Triu. She died of starvation as well. Then you have Nilicet Triu. She died of starvation as well. Then you have Kavornan Triu. He died of starvation. Then you have Kieran Triu. He died of starvation. Next, you have Frickerith Triu. He died of a satellite. Yep, he died of a satellite. He switched it up. Everyone else died of starvation, and our boy Frickerith here died of a freaking satellite, which is kind of unhinged. And speaking of Frickerith, he actually reappeared in The Sims 3 Supernatural. He was buried in the graveyard in Moonlight Falls, which doesn't really make much sense because he was buried somewhere else in The Sims 2. So, I don't know if The Sims 3 Supernatural takes place before the events of The Sims 2. I'm not sure, because each world sort of takes place in a different point in The Sims timeline. It's very confusing for somebody who doesn't really look into it. So it's possible that maybe The Sims 3 Supernatural takes place after The Sims 2, or maybe it takes place before. I don't know, but all we know is Frickerith Triu is buried in the Moonlight Falls graveyard, and he doesn't have any of his other family members with him, and he's just here. And he actually died of a fire, which is kind of weird. In The Sims 3, he died of a fire, but in The Sims 2, he died of a satellite, so they kind of switched the death there. The next ghost we have is Guavernoil Triu. She died of a fire. Yep, she died of a fire. Pretty grim here. She was only a teenager as well. She's literally in her, like, school uniform in her character picture. So, yeah, she died very early into life. And, of course, you have Renelli here who died of fright. So, yeah, each of the characters sort of died of different... Well, most of them died of starvation, but some of them died different deaths there, like the satellite death, which was kind of weird. So... yeah, this place is just really mysterious. It's really creepy, especially if you just move a sim in and look around. It's definitely very eerie. And the fact that we don't really know anything about the Triu family and who they really were when they were alive, it's pretty interesting here. It's pretty eerie. And the fact that every single occupant of this house has died is sort of creepy here. It might mean that this house is cursed. This house could be cursed. Maybe it wasn't the family. Maybe it was just the house itself that is cursed. It is a cursed property where you can die on it. So, yeah, it's pretty dang freaky up in here.